It's all you and me. We'll kiss the sky goodnight. Just run away.
What's going on, everyone? DylanLasagna here, back with another week and another edition of DylanLasagna Live. Coming at you from, well, where I always come at you from, my room. Man, this week, man, I really wish I wanted to pump out more streaming content for you guys, but it's just like, I'm back in school, unfortunately, and college life, yeah, it's something. But at least there's less of a workload this time around. I'm still doing it full time, but less workload. But I mean, again, there's still a lot of work to be done, obviously. But I'm taking like the least amount of classes that I've ever taken in a non-summer related course. But anyway, that's why I haven't been able to do the likes of streaming like San Andreas. I really want to stream that again, but unfortunately I don't know when's the next time I'm going to stream it. I want to stream more CTR, but again, I don't know when I'm going to stream that. I want to do that game testing stream, but I don't know when. There's a lot of stuff that it's going to be coming up. But I will be streaming, hopefully, a watch along to the Royal Rumble matches. Just the Royal Rumble matches, not the whole pay-per-view. Just the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches. This Sunday, when it airs on the network, on the WWE network. So I'll be doing a watch along. So pretty much that's like a reaction video, like a live reaction, except it's just like you obviously won't see the match itself because, you know, copyright issues, and I don't want to get my channel terminated because of that. So we're gonna take a page out of WWE's playbook and do a watch along. Hopefully this Sunday, as long as there's no internet issues. There's no internet issues that day, hopefully. Cross my fingers on that. If there is, then unfortunately that means I can't do it, which will suck and pain me. But anyway, I do apologize for starting things off late. I literally just got home from kind of like a small family emergency thing. I mean, it wasn't a really big thing, but it's just like something that came up at the last minute that I had to take care of. But yeah, that's why we're starting things off 20 minutes late, and I really don't like starting these shows late, and I do apologize for that. Some other news that I wanted to get out of the way. Oh yeah, I want to play San Andreas with the controller. Yesterday something came in the mail. I want to play, I've been playing San Andreas on PC with the mouse and keyboard for the last couple of streams. It's, for the most part, it's okay. But it's like when I get to the later missions, like the flight missions, which are going to be a pain in the ass, it's gonna be really hard to do those kind of other missions where it's like I need a controller. So I went out and got a controller. Unfortunately, it only works 50-50 because I can't rotate the camera. I can't use the triggers. It's like I don't know. It's just like half of the controller functions don't work on the PC version of San Andreas. It's like, and I can't mod the game because it's just like, even though I installed this thing called Jinput, it's like this mod that you put in, so it's like it senses the controls for like Xbox, like an Xbox One or a DualShock or a Switch Pro controller, it's just like it doesn't want to like this version of GTA 2, which by the way is like removes the hot coffee mod, but it also removes like the ability to mod in general, which sucks. And I kind of don't want to use like a downgrader at this point because I'm like so far into into the game, and it's just like, well, damn, I guess I'm stuck to using a mouse and a keyboard, so we're just gonna have to suck it up here. And apparently, unfortunately, using a controller in San Andreas PC doesn't even work half of the time. So maybe I should just stream San Andreas on PS2, but or something like that. But that's all in the past. That's a little update on the San Andreas streams for my PC. I mean, I'm still gonna do it. I just wish I could have done it with a controller, but that's that. More announcements. No, I think that's it. So let's get right into the show, shall we? Welcome to another edition of Dylan Lasagna Live. Like I said before, this is episode number 39. 39 episodes. Dang. 11 more episodes, then we're at 50. Pretty insane. There's actually a lot on my mind right now. The most I've had on my mind since like December, even November, is like these last 2 months have been pretty dang like cold for me, like in regards to like what to really talk about and on this show, but we're gonna get into it today, starting with this week's random tidbit. I want you guys to listen to this soundbite from the latest episode of WWE Backstage, because everyone's favorite female wrestler, the Raw Women's Champion, the Man, Becky Boredom, was on the show, and she had some interesting comments about the women's division on this show on WWE Backstage that kind of caused a little bit of uproar. I don't know if I'd say uproar, controversy. I don't know. Either way, it caused like some changes to happen. That might slowly creep out in the coming days and weeks. So let's take a listen.
That we're, I think it's now starting to hold us back. We're right
here.
Decades. I think you're right. I think the best thing for the women's division right now is that we eliminate the term women's. Right? I think.
Yes.
I think that we're. I think it's now starting to hold us back. We're then going, oh, this is the women's segment. This is the women's thing. Why do we need that division? We need people. We need characters. We need people looking for the main event spot, not the top women's spot, the top spot. What are people doing to be the main eventer, to be on the cover, the video game, the cereal boxes, whatever it is?
Gender should be no issue at this point.
It shouldn't be an issue at this point. We're past all the making history. We've made all the history. I mean, sure, of course, there's always going to be more history to be made, but that's out of the equation now. Let's normalize it. Yeah, let's get going. Let's get some people chomping at the bit.
Punk, what has been standing out to you as you've been watching and catching back up with WWE?
Well, I'm huge into representation, right? So I like the fact that there's a little girl out there somewhere in Ireland who turns on the TV or watches on YouTube or however they digest their WWE, and they see Becky, and that could change their life. Because I look at it now through different eyes and different perspective. You know, I was just a straight edge kid who didn't do drugs who turned that into a pro wrestling gimmick. Right. And I see it now all the time on Twitter, on the street, when I do autograph signings. Kids say, well, they're grown adults now, but they're like, hey, we never did drugs because of you.
Right.
And it's just like, that's powerful. So I look at all these different women, you know, you, Charlotte, Sasha, Bailey, Asuka, and I just think of the groundswell of representation. You know, for the longest time, I think this has always been a male-dominated sport or entertainment, whatever you want to call it. It just opens up so many different doors and avenues. There's a whole chunk of demographic out there that has been ignored for a very, very long time. And it's just nice and exciting to see women who aren't just used as, you know, pardon pardon my French, pieces of ass. You know, it's not just, oh, let's put them in a bikini and stick
They're
them out there.
characters now with depth and personalities.
Precisely. And that's, to me, what is most exciting about it. And it's not to say that there's not guys on the show that are awesome, but it's just, I feel like I've seen it all before.
Yeah.
So the women being presented in that light is...
From everyone on Raw, SmackDown, and then having all of the women come in from NXT. How did it feel for you guys during it, and then after as well?
Well, the pool is quite shallow on both Raw and SmackDown at the moment.
Right.
Actively.
I think they pretty much just talk about what are they honestly?
Matchups, right? And we don't always have the luxury of that. We wanted to see it. We wanted to see these different matchups, and we were getting these different
These are like
matchups.
badass women.
Yes, of course. But it was different matchups, right? And we don't always have the luxury of that. We don't have the luxury of that. So it's going in with okay, I've already wrestled this person. How can I tell a new story? How can I give the audience something to care about that they haven't seen before?
Especially
That's
how
the
they
skill.
want it. They want it. Like, the fans want to see this, and then for you to be kind of grasping at straws, trying to find the next person that's going to be your opponent. Luckily, I mean, for you, the stuff that you're doing with Asuka right now...
And you have to think, okay, how can I make this different? How can I make...
Okay, I guess they're at this point they're just pretty much talking about storytelling in the women's division. But yeah, this is the one thing
out of the equation now.
Yeah, that comment about getting rid of the term women was the most, well, I say for me, it was the most striking thing that I saw. Like, I even watched WWE backstage like in the last month or two, and I saw this on Twitter, and I saw and the changes that happened in the last 2 days, and I gotta say, I don't know. It's like, I don't know why Becky decided to say what she said. It's like, I get her point. It's like she wants like equality. Like she wants, like, she claims that the term woman is like the one barrier that she claims that still holding the women's division back. But it's like, that was the same thing with the term diva. That was holding the women's wrestlers for like 2 decades. But now all of a sudden now that they're having this revolution, which is basically the 4 horsewomen plus Asuka, now they want to get rid of the term women? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I get the whole, I know this is not my lane to speak on this, but I get the whole equality thing, but you can't force that kind of agenda on the general audience, because that's just gonna turn some heads, and especially it's gonna make them turn on you, Miss Lynch. But I do understand what she's getting at. It's like she wants them to be on the same level field as men, but there are other ways to go at it. There are other ways to go in it there are other ways to have the women's division be on the same level as as men. Why? I mean, like, why isn't the other woman not named Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Bailey, Asuka, and I guess you could say to a degree, Kyrie Sane because she's Asuka's tag team partner, and Lacey Evans because she's getting this massive push now. And Alexa Bliss to a degree. Why aren't any of the other women in the back forming a united front, going up to Vince and Stephanie and Triple H and like demanding equal screen time and proper storylines, and if not, they're gonna walk out or some shit. I mean, I'm not trying to like propose. I don't know. I shouldn't have said that. Like, they should be demanding equal screen time. That's the point I'm trying to make. They should be going up to Vince, going up to Stephanie, going up to Triple H, and demanding equal screen time and character development. If they get fired for it, it's like, well, at least they tried. At least they tried. But then it's like, if they fire them, it's like, well, you're just screwing over your own women's division. So WWE wants equality. If Becky Stale Belt wants equality in the women's division, well, give more women screen time. Give more of your women's wrestlers not named the Four Horsewomen more character development. Give them more compelling stories. I mean, the Mandy Rose, the whole Otis thing is, it's funny. It's like it's a funny thing, but at the same time, it's just like, that's honestly something you would see during the Diva era. So it's just like, and what else are the other women doing in the back besides catering with Titus O'Neil? So I don't think, especially on the main roster, you need to split time with exposing like the Four Horsewomen on TV, as well as getting the other women screen time. Because what's going on now with changing the names of, first and foremost, the NXT Women's Championship to the NXT Championship, changing the name of that ain't helping. It actually makes things more confusing. It gives us the sense of, you're pushing an agenda here. You're pushing down things once again down our throats. This ain't a revolution. This is a dictatorship you're pushing down here, Miss Becky Boredom. So I don't think changing the names or changing the divisions are gonna do anything. It's only a matter of getting more screen time for other wrestlers that's not you, Miss Lynch, not Charlotte, not Sasha and Bailey. You should be standing up for the other women in the back. You should be making an example of a leader by standing up for the other women and demanding Vince to give them more screen time. So I don't know. I just don't know why Becky Lynch would say that. But I don't know if I should give Becky Lynch the benefit of the doubt, because she did share on Twitter clarifying the comments that she made. And it said the following: my comment about removing the term woman from the conversation wasn't about renaming the division. I'm pretty sure doubting it. It was about beginning to rethink it. So that's where I'm starting to question Lynch right there. How are you going to rethink it? I already just threw out the suggestion for you. You can't remove the term woman it's not nothing like harmful or anything. You have to make it so it's on the equal playing field of men, and doing that is by asking Vince to get the other woman more screen time, asking the creative team to come up with something freaking special, and not freaking what Lana and Liv Morgan are currently doing right now, by giving them more compelling, interesting characters on TV. Give them more compelling stories on TV. But she goes on to say, I wasn't advocating for any changes in title names or anything else. I'm pretty sure. Well, I know she doesn't have the power to, but I guess maybe WWE acted accordingly on to what she said. But simply an equal volume of opportunities that are based on skill and not gender. Again, why isn't she going up to Vince or Stephanie to go ask to have these women be showcased, the rest of the women be showcased? The term woman can limit openings because phrases like that's already a women's match on the show is still in wrestling's historic DNA. Okay, that's something I can agree with. I would say they don't have to state the obvious. It's like for example, whenever you hear the ring announcers be like, the following is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. No shit, genius. I feel like they can eliminate that. That's something I can agree with Becky there on, because it's just like, we know it's a women's division match. We're not stupid. She finishes by saying, we're all just superstars who want our shots and places on the shows if we earn and deserve them. I would simply love us to get to a place where these 3 women's matches on pay-per-view, or 10 or none, if it so happens we're not serving the audience. I don't get this last sentence right here. I'd simply love us to get to a place where there's 3 women's matches on pay-per-view. Oh, okay. She wants more than one women's matches. More than one women's match on pay-per-view. I get the point. Yeah, definitely. They should have. I don't know why they eliminated Evolution in the first place. See, like, I still think that she should have been more clear with what she said on backstage. That's why you wouldn't have this kind of like criticism that I'm giving you right now. But I do agree with you on some points, like the announcer's not stating the obvious, or the women do need more matches. But at the same time, Vince needs to get his head out of his booty, and so does Stephanie and Triple H, by coming together with their crack writing, with their smoking weed whiting team. I'm butchering my words today. They need to get their head out of their booty and stop smoking them weed, and create more compelling stories and start developing, probably more slowly this time around. Give all these women's wrestlers more compelling characters. Not with what Becky has right now with this I'm the man gimmick. I'm the man. It's like too stale, too boring. It's like she could give all these nice promos and all that, but it's like, what you got to do with being the man if it's like you're doing the same BS every week? I don't know. It's like your old gimmick had more charisma, more story than the one you have right now, Becky. I'm sorry. But I just think if the women's roster in WWE, and this is even counting AEW and all the women in professional wrestling in general, if they want to get more like screen time, it's like they need more compelling characters. They need stories. If they just can't rely on their wrestling ability, like what the freaking Young Bucks spot orgies are always doing. They need stories. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Simply changing the name of titles and even hopefully not the divisions, it's not going to do anything. It's just not. Just not. But that's why I'm going to leave it on that note. Let me know what you guys think about these ridiculous comments and apparently this ridiculous change to the NXT Women's Championship being renamed to the NXT Championship. It's so confusing. It's like, wait, so is Adam Cole wrestling or is Rhea Ripley wrestling? It's just an unnecessary change. And it's partially due to Becky. I'm sorry. So let's get into the Royal Rumble matches. I have some thoughts, some predictions, and some future thoughts for Mania. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I hope to do some like live watch-alongs to both the men's and the women's Royal Rumble matches on Sunday. Only the Royal Rumble matches. I don't want to do the whole pay-per-view because I just don't have like interest in the entire pay-per-view card, like the entire pay-per-view card other than the Royal Rumble matches. Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt looks okay. I mean, like the only realistic option here is Bray Wyatt winning, because it's just like you just can't take off the title of him too soon. Bayley versus Lacey Evans. You already saw Lacey Evans beat Bayley on last week on SmackDown, so it's just like Bayley's gonna win this Sunday, but crazier things have happened. Humberto Carrillo and then Andrade are gonna go at it again, but WWE hasn't done anything to make me care about Humberto Carrillo. Neither have they done anything about Andrade either. And then Becky, Boredom, and then Asuka are gonna go at it for the second year in a row, actually, at the Royal Rumble. Becky's probably gonna get her win again. Yeah, she's gonna get her win because she never beat Asuka. Plus, like, I just think that Becky needs a really strong opponent at Mania so someone can hopefully take the title off of her at WrestleMania. More on that later. And then you have King Corbin versus Roman Reigns in a Falls Count Anywhere match. I feel like this should have been the match stipulation for Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt. But at the same time, I guess the strap match makes sense so that Bray Wyatt can't go anywhere. But then it's like Bray Wyatt's like I don't want to say master of manipulation because that's Edge's nickname. But he's like a master of trickery, I'll just say that. So it's like he could disappear and then it's like, oh wait, he's strapless. It's like, what the hell? Or they'll probably just like cuff him or something like that, I don't know. But the Falls Count Anywhere match, Roman Reigns can win this one. I just want him to be like back. I just honestly want him back in the main event picture already. Regardless of what fans say, it's like he's been out of there for too long. He's been doing too many like mediocre mid-card feuds already, especially with Baron Corbin. It's just like he needs something new. He needs something fresh. And I think it's just time for him to be back in the main event scene, whether that's like that's in the Universal title scene or in a top tier feud. Something. He needs something. So going on into the men's Royal Rumble match, you got 25 of the 30 slots filled. Let me just see who is actually in the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar, your WWE champion, is gonna compete in the Royal Rumble, but he's not putting the title on the line because WWE doesn't want him to lose the title before Mania. I guess it makes sense, but it's just like, yeah, I understand, but it's like maybe they're either A, it's like the whole Royal Rumble would be worthless if Lesnar won and retained the title, and B, they're scouting his next opponent for Mania. So you have obviously Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Eric Rowan, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Elias, King Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Otis and Tucker, Rusev, Bobby Lashley, Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, Braun Strowman, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Kofi Kingston, Big E, and R-Truth. I thought R-Truth announced that he was not going to be in the Royal Rumble before he got his ass whooped by Brock Lesnar. Or, I don't know. I never saw that. But, anyway, those are your 25 of 30 entrants for the Royal Rumble. Most of them do not look like legit like winners. To be honest, it's like nobody looks like a compelling nobody looks like they have a compelling reason as to why we should care. As a compelling reason as to why we should like invest in them on the road to WrestleMania, whether they face Brock Lesnar or they face Bray Wyatt. But I do have two people. Who could win the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns, that's the most obvious one. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it's time for him to be back in the main event scene. The only concern I have is whoever he goes after, it might end up messy. If he goes after Brock Lesnar, it's going to be a retread of Mania 31 and Mania 34. And I know fans are not going to like that. And if he goes after Bray Wyatt, there's also going to be the concern of WWE like pulling the trigger early on Bray Wyatt, ending Bray Wyatt's like hot run with the Universal title and his overall Fiend gimmick at WrestleMania 36. And in the pirate ship friend zone of the Tampa Bay Bucks. So Roman Reigns could win it, but I have like a wild card pick in Drew McIntyre. I think throughout the whole build of the Royal Rumble, people have been really liking Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre has done well to get people behind him. Like, it's just like all of a sudden people like he's been getting the crowd like to participate in whatever he does. Like a couple weeks ago when he squashed No Way Jose, and then after the match he grabbed the mic and he asked the audience to count down with him as he gave No Way Jose a Claymore kick after the match. And they actually did it. And then a week later, he gave the audience like a poll as to whether or not they wanted a triple threat match with AJ Styles and Randy Orton and himself. And they said yes. So it's like, is Drew McIntyre a babyface, a heel, or a tweener? Who knows? But either way, it would actually be pretty fresh to see Drew McIntyre win the Royal Rumble, and he's honestly would be a fresh opponent for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. But at the same time, it's just like, would it be too soon? That's the only concern I have. Would it be too soon for him if WWE like rushes it. Would it be too soon for him to win the WWE title? This after like what 2 years of bad booking, on the main roster. That's my only concern. Is it too soon for him to win the title? But I don't know. I still think Drew McIntyre is a good candidate to win the Royal Rumble. Some other pressing questions I have is who's gonna eliminate Brock Lesnar? who's gonna be that lucky person to eliminate Brock Lesnar? Well, Lesnar's entering at number 1. Whoever enters number 2 is not gonna be so lucky. I mean, unless if that number 2 is Cain Velasquez, because you know Mr. Kane is gonna be out for vengeance on Mr. Lesnar. But if Cain Velasquez is not gonna be number 2, well, Brock Lesnar's probably just gonna like break the Royal Rumble record for most eliminations because it's gonna take everyone to Suplex City, biatch. But we'll find out. We'll find out who eliminates Brock Lesnar on Sunday. And then last but not least, the Royal Rumble matches. The Royal Rumble matches are all about surprise appearances and the surprises in general. So, who makes the surprise appearance? So, I think this is the one of the few Royal Rumble matches where most of the field is set. And this Royal Rumble match only has like 5 open slots. So looking at the match card, I don't know if Andrade and Humberto Carrillo, and I don't know if Shorty G and Sheamus are gonna fill up the last 4 slots. But then you would have one left. I really hope they don't. I really hope all 4 of them don't, because that would just be a shame. It's like, honestly, it's anyone's game, you know, for the 5 final slots. But most rumors are saying Edge might be in it, but I honestly don't want Edge as even though he's like one of my favorite wrestlers. I just really don't want Edge to get back in the ring. It's like you still have that concern with that major neck injury that forced him to retire. And that retirement was a really great send-off. It was really like, it was sad, but at the same time, it was just like so special. It was so emotionally investing. So I don't know, it just kind of ruined, like, it would kind of ruin like that retirement speech he gave back in 2011. But I don't know. That's his choice. That's his choice if he wants to come back. For Royal Rumble, even if it's for one night. But again, the surprises are fair game. So I really don't have I only have 2 predictions for the Royal Rumble match, or for the men's side, and that's either Roman Reigns or Drew McIntyre, because everyone else just sucks ass. And then the women's Royal Rumble. Yeah, this one's a little bit harder to pick because how can you pick a winner when there's only 5 entrants announced for this match, and one of those entrants is someone that has pretty much faced both champions like so many times already in Charlotte Flair. And I don't know why. It's like this is the problem, like I said earlier with Becky Lynch's comments. It's like, if you want the women's division to like really reach its peak, get Vince to get his head out of his booty and start making compelling characters, because the women's division, as it stands, will rear its ugly head in the Royal Rumble. Because 5 of 30 at this point, I know SmackDown is on right now, but at this point, as I'm doing this stream, 5 out of 30 women in the Royal Rumble is a bad look. It's a bad look. I mean, it could make for good surprises too, but man, that's a testament of how severely weak the women's division is. I'm sorry. It's just weak. And it's going to show on Sunday because, like with the 2018 Women's Royal Rumble, you had to rely on NXT. You also had to rely on Legends for half of the Women's Royal Rumble field, and you're most likely going to have to do it here again. That's because of the failure that the leaders of the women's locker room did not implement and go up to Vince and say, we need more women on this roster, on this main roster. You failed. You failed. So, I don't know. There's no one I can really pick. It's like, other than maybe Shayna Baszler, it's like she has beef with Becky Lynch. You could also say Ronda Rousey. But like she's been trying to start a family. She's been trying to have a kid. But it's just like there's been no updates on that lately. So I don't know if she's ever gonna come back. So again, like with the men's Royal Rumble, nobody seems like a viable winner that anyone will get behind going into the road to WrestleMania. So there's my picks for the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches. Well, I really don't have a pick for the women's Royal Rumble match because nobody seems like a legit like contender. But hopefully they all try to surprise me on Sunday with this Royal Rumble matches, because last year they really didn't. We knew Becky Lynch was gonna win. We knew Seth Rollins was gonna win. I mean, that's not a bad thing. They were really hot. Not that way, but I mean, like momentum wise, they were peaking at the right time. I don't know. I guess like the follow up was pretty bad after that. All right, let's move on to our final topic. Our final topic of the day, and that is if you thought rumors were bad, man, rumors for Smash are just even worse. This is why I don't like talking about rumors, but it's just like when a rumor gets this bad, I need to like freaking go ham on it. Like, and not in a good ham boning way. So, let me give you some backstory first. It's story time with your boy. Your boy. So, in case you forgot, last week, we had the Smash Direct where we found out that Byleth was the last character for the first Fighters Pass DLC for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And you can all recall when I was up awake at 6 o'clock in the morning that I was very disappointed in this character. I wasn't angry, I wasn't upset. I was disappointed that I had to wake up at 6 to know that it was yet another Fire Emblem character. I thought it was going to be Dante because all signs pointed to it being Dante because it lined up with what Capcom was going to present with the Devil May Cry 3 thing, and then like the Smash Direct was on the same day, but no. It was a Fire Emblem character. I was especially disappointed because sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I was especially like disappointed because they were all like Sakurai and Nintendo were kind of being hypocritical when Byleth was revealed, because it was just like when they revealed that Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was gonna be a meat costume as a exclusive edition for the Fighters Pass, the first Fighters Pass. They explained that it was too late. Or the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 development was too late for the Smash Bros. Ultimate for Rex and Pyra to get in. And I called out Sakurai and the Smash dev team on this because they couldn't add Rex and Pyra when Xenoblade Chronicles 2's development began, like 2014, around 2014, 2015-ish. Yet they added Byleth when Fire Emblem Three Houses was announced at E3 2018, but released 6 months ago. That's, if you don't know what being a hypocrite is, that I'm not trying to be like upset here, but just look at this. It's true. It's true. That's kind of being a hypocrite. But that's all in the past. I mean, there's still chances for Rex and Pyra to get in. Like, that's not a me costume. Because they're not saying Byleth for real. There's gonna be another Fighters Pass. We learned more about that. Because there's gonna be 6 additional fighters. We also learned later on that it's gonna cost $30 this time around, which makes sense because instead of 5 fighters, which brought it up to $25, because of the 6, because of the additional fighters, it's gonna be 30, which makes sense. But for those of you thinking about buying the Fighters Pass 2, really think hard about it. Just really do, because really think hard because of what we got in Fighters Pass 1. I mean, if you enjoyed it, yeah, you can definitely pre-purchase Fighter Pass 2, but if you really didn't like the characters that were in there like I did, then really approach the second one with caution. Especially with yet another leak that spread across the internet, like I don't want to try to be too negative here. Like a little particle. Another Smash leak, literally less than a week. Less than a week before, less than a week after the Byleth reveal, a leak came out about who's the next fighter DLC for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Fighter Pass 6 is already being rumored. And that person that somewhat leaked it or rumored it was a person called Mandy Cam, or Mandy Cam Not on Twitter. So let's go into this person's Twitter. There we go. So Mandy cannot claim that Byleth was going to be the 5th and final DLC fighter for the first Fighters Pass in Smash Ultimate, and I don't know. I'll give him that. He got that right. And let's see. What did Sabby say? It's kind of skeptical of new accounts who don't get any followers until a tweet like this. It's not hard to So this person was private, huh? So once Byleth was revealed, then they decided to go public. Now I'm really starting to question the credibility. So back in October, this person claimed that Byleth was going to be the fifth and final DLC character for the first Fighters Pass. That came true. And then directly after that, they said Crash comes after that. They never said if it was the 6th or 7th, or like the whenever in the Fighters Pass 2. Let's see. They also got some correct predictions, like the Smash reveal not being at E3, or the Game Awards, the sequel to Breath of the Wild not being at the Game Awards, the Joker trailer, you know, Batman Joker being at the Game Awards for Mortal Kombat 11, the Smash Direct being on Thursday. Let's see, what else? But yeah, that was pretty much like his predictions. And he actually only started like coming out, like he actually started going public on Twitter this week. So he can, I guess, maybe to get some clout. Because he got the Byleth leak, or his prediction, correct. But then a couple days after he said that him just reaffirming that Crash is going to be Fighter 6, his account got supposedly deleted, but then he just got hacked. But a lot of people are not buying it, especially a more well-known leaker like Sabby. Like, if for those of you who don't know Sabby, he's this more credible leaker. But the point is, it's just like, I don't know why. It's hard for me to cover these kind of things. It's just like, I didn't want to cover like this leaker, or even Sabby, or like even this is why I try to stray away from WWE rumors, because it's just like they just ruin everything. They just ruin my anticipation for things. And so do leakers for like video games. And I understand news is slow and people need something to talk about. Can't you talk about your like game collection or some shit? Can't you just like go do what Spawnwave does and like go grab a piece of tech and like unpack it? It's just like, I don't know. Leaks ruin your anticipation, and it's like whenever you get excited about something, like, oh my god, he's in Smash, you don't feel that same excitement, because that leak, even though that leak was proven true, it's just like, well, like, I read the leak, he's in Smash, it just doesn't feel the same, you know? I want to be genuinely excited when Crash comes to Smash, and I don't want that ruined by some dumbass leak. And besides, it's like, especially with considering how Mandycam supposedly got like hacked got their Twitter hacked. It's like, how credible do people think this person is? He made a couple of their supposed leaks correct, but at the same time, it's just like, is that enough to really make you credible? But it's just like, what about Sabby? It's like the recent Game Awards crap. He got a bunch of stuff wrong too. He got a bunch of stuff wrong, and people were bashing on him. But I don't know. At the end of the day, do yourself a favor. Don't believe in leaks. If you want to cover them, be my guest. I'm not going to hold it against you. Just don't. I really recommend don't believe in these leaks. No matter how credible or uncredible. Is that a word? Uncredible? Or how credible or lacking credibility that a leaker has on their track record. Just don't believe in it. Like, have a lot of suspicion. Just don't believe in it. And you're just going to set yourself in disappointment. Or, like, you're not going to have the same emotion if it comes true. By looking at leaks. But when Smash comes to Smash comes to Crash, I don't know, mixing up my words here. When Crash does come to Smash, hopefully, I want to experience like how it truly should be experienced. Real conviction, real emotion, and I want Nintendo and Sakurai to tell them that to me straight up, that Crash spins into Smash. I want them to tell me that, not some random ass leaker. I don't want that. And I hope the channels that are covering this leak know that as well. But that's going to be all for this edition of Dylan Lasagna Live. Thank you all for joining me. Yeah, seriously guys, don't, you can read rumors all you want. I mean, I still do it too, but don't believe in them. Take it with the biggest grains of salt and peppers and paprikas in the world. Just like take it with the big ass grains of salt, pepper, and paprikas in the world. It's like, don't believe in them. Just don't believe in them. Make your anticipation levels set in the middle. Don't set them too high, because obviously if something doesn't happen that you want, it's like you're setting yourself for failure. But just like make yourself excited for like something that might happen, like the day that Crash may come to Smash. Don't let leaks ruin it for you. Don't let leaks ruin it for you. Just don't believe in them, or don't read them at all. But that's gonna do it for this episode of Dylan Lasagna Live. Hopefully I could do the Royal Rumble reactions. I just hope I don't have crappy internet Sunday, because I guess Sundays are the worst days to stream in this house. That's when everyone clogs up the damn internet. So I just hope to stream the Royal Rumble matches, both the men's and the women's. I just don't know when they're gonna be in the match, on the match card. So don't expect like a set time for those streams. But I mean the men's Royal Rumble match is probably gonna be the main event again, and the women's is probably gonna be the opener again. I don't know. We'll find out on Sunday. We'll find out on Sunday when the Royal Rumble happens. But I'm not gonna be doing a pre-show for the Royal Rumble. I'm just gonna go straight into the Royal Rumble matches. Watch along. So stay tuned for that if it's gonna happen. But thank you all for joining me. If you liked this episode of Dylan Lasagna Live, give it a like. If you didn't, you can give it a dislike. Leave a comment if you're watching the replay. I appreciate all of you that watches these Dylan Lasagna Lives, whether it's live or on replay. And if you aren't already, consider subscribing. Alright everyone, always be delicious, and I'll see you all next time. Take care everyone. I'm out.